Hello friend, it's Mark out on the back 40. And in this episode, I'm going to just review real quick a property layout using the DIY property planner that I put together. So if you don't have a copy of that, go in the link below. It doesn't cost anything. Just hit the link and go download the planner. It's got 15 steps to it, and I'm just going to go through it step by step in this video here. I'm only going to do a few examples of this. This will be one of them. And then I think you'll get the gist of it if you watch a couple of these examples. And once you have it, I hope that it has helped you. What it is not is it's not a fine detailed plan. It's just 30,000 foot building blocks for you to get you in the idea and the concept and get your head right of where to place food plots, where to place a blind, where to place bedding, and the importance of each of those things. It does not cover the finer details of that. There's a ton of videos on YouTube on how to do that stuff. What I felt was missing on YouTube was the big picture. Where should I be putting all these things that you talk about on these videos all the time? So here you go. I hope that it helps. Again, if you don't have it downloaded yet, hit that link below right now, get it downloaded, and then go through this video. And there's a couple other videos that go with it. Go to the channel. You can see those if you need more examples. All right, here you go. Now let's go through an 80-acre piece. This was a gentleman in the mid-Michigan area, which is a fairly flat, maybe a little swampy area. So what he has is a 80 acres, a 40 and a 40. And you can see he's got road. Again, I've gone through steps 1 through 9 already is on here. So let's start at step number 10. So step number 10 is where we're going to put the path along the outside of the property. So let's grab the marker. He's got camp right here. So he's got access to a road here and a road here. So really, he doesn't have to build anything on his property if he's willing to use that road. I don't know if it's a busy road, like a paved highway kind of thing, or if it's just a gravel road or a 2-track. I'm not exactly sure. But if it's a 2-track, use it. If it's a busy road, then put your own trail in. So anyways, so basically, anytime you leave for hunting, you're going to go down the driveway and you're going to be able to go this way, around through here. Now, sometimes the swamp is dry and sometimes it's not. So you're going to need to make a call on that. When it's a dry season, I would blast a trail through here. But if it's a wet season, I would also have an alternate trail going around this. And then again, you're going to go like this, and then this is just kind of a low, swampy, a little creek runs through here. That's going to be tough to get to the other side of that unless you go over here. You can't get across here. So this trail pretty much is going to end right here. This trail, again, he can go out to the road or make one in here. You're going to come across here. Has to go onto the road if you want to get over into this side of the property. So again, you can have 2 trails. You could put one through right here for right now, and then in time get permission from neighbors or build some kind of a foot trail through here, through the water, so you can eventually get into this spot, because you can see why, right? I mean, we'll get to that in a second. But so there is your foot trail, okay? So now let's go to step number 11 is let's place a blind on each edge of the property. So let's start over here on the east side. I don't see where I would put one right on this line. Again, the east line is for a west wind. So anything with a west wind, where's a good spot to go? And if I look at this, the first thing I see, I'm curious what you see, but I see putting a blind. I like putting blinds close to camp and close to the house. They're used to activity and they're used to scent there, so it doesn't bother them as much. So I'm seeing, maybe you're going to put something right here. You're going to put a blind. Again, the wind goes this way. This is all kind of dead area anyways, and they're used to the smell there. So that's what I would do at this point. And then I see a little pinch point coming here. Okay, on this south side here, anything that is, I guess I'm looking at probably the middle. There's no reason not to, so I say just kind of go to the middle here. On the east line here, or west line, what would I do here? I guess since it's wet here, there's ag here. I guess there's no reason not to try to put it right in the middle, right here. Start with that. And then on the north line here, because there's ag here and it's woods over here, I'm thinking that we got to put a blind right here. Okay, so any kind of a, well, how are you going to hunt that? The idea is, yeah, any kind of a south wind going this direction is when you would be hunting that blind. Kind of using this is the scent dump zone is going to be going over here. So that's initially what I would do. That's where I would start with this if it were my property. Okay, so now step 12, draw hunting zones around here. He had no issue with any permission to go recover game, so that's not a consideration here. So again, I would just do 50 yards like this is your zone, your zone, your zone, and your zone. Okay, so those would be what I would call the hunting zones, you know, where you can get a good shot at something. And now, step 13, now we start drawing some lines from food sources, big evening food sources, through the hunting zone. So we got ag up here, so ag to hunting zone, 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 ag to hunting zone. Yeah, I think that's good. I guess we can do this too, but I won't put too many lines on there, but you get the idea, right? So there's kind of the travel routes that we're going to try to develop, but we need to shoot each of these lines in forward to kind of get an idea where to put some bedding, because the bedding is always the most important part of any kind of a setup. Bedding, bedding, bedding. So why is that? The number one reason bedding is important is because they're going to be close to bedding when it's the most light out. So when they're getting ready to move in the evenings, it's the most light out where they are when they are close to their bedding. They're a mile away from their bedding. It's probably going to be dark by the time they get there. Same thing in the morning. When they're coming back to the bedding, it's going to be the lightest in the morning because it's later in the morning when they're getting there. So I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. So that's why bedding is so important to control when they're there so you can protect them, and also so you can have the most light available when it's time for them to start moving. Okay. All right. So now we're going to shoot these lines forward, right? So yeah, I see this one heading this way. So to get deer to go through this area, you shoot that up here. That goes there. This one, this shoots up into here. Okay. So here's a bedding spot. Here's a bedding spot. All right. So to shoot this one that goes there, you know, I'm also just seeing all these lines heading into here. You know, I guess you can kind of see that all this needs to be bedding too, right? So this is bedding, bedding, bedding. Blind hunting zone, blind hunting zone, blind hunting zone. And then, okay, so now what do you do for food plots and that kind of stuff? Well, that's a little more advanced than what we're doing here. But, you know, you've got the ag out here. You know, I would try to just do, and I'll just do it one time real super quick. So food, you know, I would try to see if maybe, I always like a boomerang shaped food plot. And it doesn't have to be big. We're talking about something small. Do some kind of maybe a little boomerang plot that goes like this to hit these two blinds. Yeah, and then up here you want something by camp so you can view, and it's just going to be fun. So, you know, maybe something kind of just like this here. And again, actually, maybe you just kind of continue this one all the way around. So you kind of have just a big loop, kind of a skinny, long food plot where a buck has to keep moving in through that food plot to see what's around that corner. It's not easy for him just to get out there and look at one thing. He's got to keep moving to see what's up here. And maybe there's a doe up here. Maybe there's a doe up here. So he just kind of keeps moving through there. So hopefully he would hit all of that a hunting zone for all those, but he's actually probably not going to walk in there. He's going to walk on the outside. But again, that's the finer points. I'm getting way beyond what this is. So anyway, so that is kind of the layout for what I would do for this 80.